That had even jaded New Yorkers scratching their heads. A mysterious, silver, shiny object or object.
Egan described Gacy as rational, premeditated, and evil, who killed his victims like
the nation. 900 people killed, including hundreds of children, and a U.S. congressman at the order of a
Area
religious
51
leader.
was actually started as a joke, but now officials are growing worried that people will start to follow through.
Yeah, it was almost exactly 5 years ago.
I shall call him Mini Me.
Minisode. It's very exciting. You know, it's like our regular episode, but it's shorter and smaller, but just as much drunkenness probably. So, you know, it's great.
Probably more.
Maybe a little more.
Oh, and we're Who Fucking Knows, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Because I realized that neither of our intro music actually says what we are
Right.
in it.
I know. Yeah.
We're Who Fucking Knows.
Hey, what's up?
Hello there.
Yeah. Okay, so this week for our minisode, our topic is sea monsters. Ooh, wow, how creative, how innovative, how fucking scary. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, so we're each I think we've all picked our own sort of sea monster to talk about, and yeah, so I guess I'm going first this week. So for my sea monster, when I was doing my research, I went on to this, little website that was probably one of the first links on Google when you Google sea monsters. It says sea monsters A to Z. I'm like, perfect. I have so many options. But some of the options on this website were kind of funny that I just want to read. Mer people, Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster, and one of my favorites was Michael Phelps, which his description was humanoid, able to travel amazing speeds in water, resides only in human-constructed bodies of water.
Alright.
Wow, that's funny.
I know, I thought that was funny. But anyway, so my sea monster that I chose is it comes from a Greek mythological origin. And I don't know if I'm saying this right because I'm ignorant, but they are naiads or nymphs. So the description was, nymphs who live in streams and wells and other small bodies of water. And then it says, generally nudists. And I'm like, I'm sold. So, yeah. I'm going to show a quick photo really quick on my think while I'm describing them. So, in Greek mythology, the naiads are a type of usually a female spirit or nymph, and they reside in fountains, wells, springs, streams, brooks, or other bodies of fresh water. It's important to note that they're distinct from river gods who embodied rivers, and the very ancient spirits that inhabited the still waters of marshes. So they're different from those.
Okay.
They're usually associated with fresh water, and there's a certain type that are associated with salt water called nereids. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but usually located in the Mediterranean, a very salty body of water. But the ancient Greeks thought that the world's water was all one system, so that there was some overlap with these nereids and the naiads. So that's kind of cool. Greek mythology is very interesting. So the Greek word is naias, and it derives from naian, which means to flow or running water. And
kind of sounds like naiass, like my ass.
Naiads, yeah. But these, nymphs or naiads were often the object of local cults. They were worshipped as essential to humans, and boys and girls at coming-of-age ceremonies dedicated their childish locks to the local naiad of the spring. In places like Lerna, their water's ritual cleansings were credited to the magical medical properties, but they would usually drown animals there as part of a ritual. Yeah.
Let's forget that.
Yeah, I know.
That sucks.
So while they were, important in Greek mythology and some, rituals, they could also be dangerous. So Hylas of the Argos crew, which I'm assuming is some story in Greek mythology, was lost when he was taken by naiads fascinated by his beauty. The naiads were also known to exhibit jealous tendencies. So, they were like female, womanly creatures. They were always nude. So I just sort of imagine them as like kind of, I don't know, badass sex monsters in the water. But yeah, so there have been multiple occasions in Greek mythology where the naiads like capture someone or kill the lover of someone, or act on their jealous tendencies. So the so now I'm gonna go over a naiad sighting that I found on Reddit. Basically it's kind of long, so I'll just give the crash course of it. But someone who was hiking in the Pacific Northwest, lots of wet bodies of water there. They were about 2 hours from civilization, and they felt a bit like they were getting lost, but then they came upon a beautiful brook, or body of water surrounded by trees. And it was a relatively, thick tree cover there. And they thought they heard something near the stream. They're like, oh, it's probably just some hikers nearby. And they walked over to the stream and saw 3 young women bathing in the water, and they were kind of like frolicking around. They were in the nude.
As we do.
Yeah.
Frolicking around.
Yeah.
In the river.
Yeah.
Totally naked.
But the Reddit user describes them as being incredibly attractive.
Definitely.
But yeah, and they see them, and then all of a sudden they get like weird looks on their faces and like snap their heads around, and he gets like a very strange feeling as though he like broke some sort of boundary. And as soon as he like turned away and looked back, they were all gone. So I just think that's, I don't know, just like the fact like hiking alone in the wilderness, seeing like 3 hot naked women bathing in the brook, and then you're like, what the fuck, and you get a weird feeling, and then they disappear. It's like kind of creepy.
Did I see a ghost? Did I see a nymph?
Am I just going crazy?
Have a hallucinogen?
No, but anyways, they're just like badass women water spirits, and I'm all for it. Okay, so that's what I have for you this week.
Well, thank
Nice.
you.
Yeah.
Yours is very nice. My sea creature origin history thing is emotional scarring moment of my childhood with Lexi. So one of our favorite pastimes after getting off the school from middle school, the bus.
I know, I was like getting off the
Some of our
school.
favorite pastimes after middle school, after getting off the bus, words are hard, friends. We would go to the store and get some snacks from Foodland, and then
cheddar
we'd go
cheese
to one of our
munchers
houses.
and musubis.
Oh yeah, the jalapeno poppers, musubis,
yes,
green
so
teas,
good.
the big Arizona green teas.
Oh, yeah.
And then with our snacks, we'd either go to Lexi's house or my house. And when we went to Lexi's house, we would, put on the TV, whatever, fuck around, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I distinctly remember it was during the phase that she was very obsessed with the Lost Tapes.
I loved that show.
And, let's go back to the time where Taylor was, 12 and afraid of her own shadow. And would leave sleepovers
afraid
early
of anything.
I didn't want to watch horror movies. Okay? There was a time I was not into this shit.
Look at you now.
Well,
look at you now.
I've always had a weird affinity towards lakes, and I swear this is going to an actual story, I promise. And this Lost Tapes had to do about a certain creature at the bottom of the lake. And by the way, you can find this episode and watch it on animalplanet.com, which I did. It's 25 minutes, totally worth your time.
Nice.
So the Lost Tapes episode starts with: a family outing turns tragic. A young boy who had swam out too far begins to panic, claiming that something is pulling him under. A rescue is attempted, but the boy never resurfaces. Every year, there are more unexplained drownings in the state of Oklahoma. Some locals claim they are victims of a monster, a freshwater demon hungry for human flesh, which is the Oklahoma octopus. So that's what I'm gonna
Oklahoma
tell
is
you
a
about.
fucking wild state. Joe Exotic, Tiger King from Oklahoma.
Exactly. This isn't that far from that area.
Oklahoma
by the way,
Octopus. I don't even remember this episode of Lost Tapes, but it sounds fucking crazy.
Taylor's like, it scarred me.
Stuck with me. So as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, a map of Oklahoma has appeared on my screen. The Oklahoma octopus is believed to live in Lake Thunderbird, which is a reservoir located in Norman, Oklahoma, which is kind of like dead center of the state itself. Not including the panhandle, but it's kind of like right there in the middle. And here's a fun picture of the octopus too, a rendering of it. Anyway, the lake was constructed between 1962 and 1965 for the purpose of providing water to the nearby communities. The dam is about 7,300 feet long and up to 144 feet high on the Little River. It is a popular place to hang out and go out on the lake. Some locals refer to the lake as Lake Dirty Bird due to the very murky lake water. So, according to rumor, the freshwater octopus is about the size of a horse and resembles an octopus with long tentacles and leathery reddish-brown skin. So, the photo that you can see, as you can see, it's not an actual real photo, but it's big and is menacing, and I wouldn't want to fuck with that motherfucker. So, some skeptics... There's always some of them.
Those people.
Doubt the existence of such an oddity. However, octopi have been recorded, at least for brief periods of time, living in freshwater environments because typically they're in the ocean, saltwater. One such case involves a common octopus being caught at Lake Conway in Faulkner County, Arkansas. I almost said Arkansas. The animal was most likely a released pet that survived long enough to cling onto the gates of the lake's dam. Or it's proof that it could happen, that an octopus could live in freshwater.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I
mean, who
wouldn't
has
doubt
a pet
it.
octopus? Come on. In Arkansas?
Well,
like,
Miss Stewart in biology class had a pet octopus that tried to escape the classroom in high school. So although no physical evidence exists in the case of Oklahoma octopus, many point to the high mortality rate and large number of unexplained drownings in Oklahoma as a clear sign of its presence, including not being able to find the bodies afterwards. Since it is a reservoir that was man-built, it's not like it pours out into anything. So it's like kind of like what happened to the motherfucking body. Did it get stuck on the bottom? Did a giant octopus eat it? I don't know. Who fucking knows?
It was a giant octopus.
yeah, giant octopus.
No
That's my
doubt.
vote.
100%. So there have been numerous reported sightings, like the Lost Tape episode, which is totally fake, but hey.
I was so upset when I realized that it was all fake.
Oh yeah, it was not a fun day. Well, actually, I kind of rejoiced, but now I'm not having fun about it. So to close us off, this species most likely has a similar diet to a marine octopus, with its eating freshwater species similar to its marine counterparts' prey. However, the drowning in lakes where it is reported to live could be caused by the octopus. It could take its 8 huge, strong tentacles, pull a man down into the depths to never be seen again. Da-na-na-na. And that's the Oklahoma octopus.
That's an amazing story. And it kind of reminded me of something that happened, I don't know when it was, probably a year or two ago, where a zoo was missing fish. Like, their fish kept going missing. So they put, like, security cameras to figure out, like, who the fuck was stealing their fish. And the security cameras caught the little octopus coming out of the tank. And it was, like, going all the way to the fish thing, eating their fish, then climbing out, and then going back to its tank.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Those fuckers are so smart that if it was a
sneaky.
giant one, I'd be fucking terrified.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
They're very smart.
Fun fact, my beer can, the label's on upside down. I just noticed that.
Oh, wow.
Is it part of the design? It kind of looks like an octopus from here. The horns of the devil are like curly, like an octopus tentacle.
All right. So for my segment of this, I didn't really know which monster to choose. So I just have 2 different sightings for you guys that I found that I thought were interesting of just general sea monsters. So during World War I, the British steamer Iberian was cruising off the coast of Ireland when it was attacked by the German submarine U-28. The Iberian tried to flee, but U-28 pursued, firing shells and torpedoes. After taking 2 direct hits, the Iberian tipped up and sank with her bow in the air. The sinking would be all forgotten today if not for an article the U-28 captain Baron von Fustier wrote for a German newspaper in 1933. In Barnes' account, he stood on the submarine conning tower and watched the steamer sink. About 25 seconds after it had disappeared beneath the surface, there was a large explosion, possibly caused by the ship's boiler detonating. The blast threw a mysterious sea creature clear out of the water. The animal was about 20 meters or 65 feet long and crocodile-like in shape, with pairs of strong front and hind legs adapted for swimming, and a long head that tapered towards the nose. According to the Baron, the creature was visible for about 10 to 15 seconds at a distance of about 150 to 100 meters, which is 500 to 300 feet, in bright sunshine. So the Belgian zoologist Bernard Heuvelmans, who coined the term cryptozoology and produced an influential book on sea serpents, considered the U-28 sighting one of the 4 most reliable in history. The incident was especially interesting since the explosion flung the animal all the way out of the water, allowing the Baron to see the entire body. Based on his description, Heuvelmans speculated that the creature might have been a surviving species of a Datalasuchia, a genus of giant sea crocodiles from the time of the dinosaurs. So, despite his assessment, skeptics suggest that the Baron might have made the whole story up. Of course, freaking skeptics.
Can't trust the Barons.
Yeah, like that's, imagine seeing that, like you see something explode and then it's just a huge fucking creature comes out of the water.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I'm good. No giant octopus or giant creature that looks like a crocodile.
So for the second sighting that I'm gonna briefly cover, you guys can watch the YouTube video I sent you. I'll pop that in for those watching on YouTube. I'll pop that right here.
It kind of looks like it's coming towards us right now, but don't know, it's fine. It's fine. Just let it. Here, it's not going to fling on the boat. It's right here. It's right here. Holy mackerel, what the hell is this thing? It's coming up. Oh my god. Hold on. No, stop. Let it come up.
Oh, it's a big...
What the fuck is that? Go! Go! I don't know what that is, Dave. Just hold on. Just stay. Stay. It's coming up over there. It's over there. What the fuck is that?
And for those of you just listening, I'll describe it as, I guess they're watching it on their phones because I sent it in the group chat. Yeah.
Okay.
So, in the video, it pretty much is like water, and a couple was filming some kind of creature that they see moving around, and then all of a sudden they see like whatever it is that was chasing something freaking wrap around another creature. It seems like it's some kind of giant anaconda or a sea serpent that just freaking gets out of the water, and it kind of scares the couple. And the couple, this happened on October 2013. It was in Florida, and they...
Of course it's fucking Florida.
Yeah, of course it's fucking Florida.
Holy shit! That thing is huge.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
That thing is fucking huge.
Yeah. So it's off the coast of Sanibel Island, and they were just very startled by the strange creature. And they said to excuse the language we used in the clip. We were scared. It's either a massive anaconda or a sea monster. Whatever came out of the water scared the life out of my fiance and I. We were fishing on a boat in the shallow bay area of Sanibel Island, Florida on October 6, 2013. When we saw what looked like a bus speeding through the water. At first we thought we were catching watching a manatee swimming, which we see all the time, but this animal was moving very fast and it looked to be attacking something. All of a sudden, part of its body sprung out of the water and appeared to have something wrapped up. Then it was gone. We honestly don't know what it was, but its head resembled a sea otter and the body looked like a giant 20+ foot snake. If a cement utility pole was laying down horizontally, that would be the width and length of the sea creature.
Jesus.
So yeah. It's pretty creepy. Like, if I saw that, I'd be like, holy shit. You know?
And you're in a boat in the water? Fuck that. No.
I would have gotten back to land and then just, like, driven into the center of the United States, far away from Oklahoma, far away from Florida, far away from the ocean.
So, like, Colorado.
Follow you.
Yeah, somewhere with no lakes or rivers. Colorado's out.
Colorado's out. Arizona? That's pretty dry.
Yeah, the desert. Let's go to the desert.
Just go closer to the desert.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, now I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. It's fine. It's fine.
Alrighty. But I think, since it's a mini-sode, I have a tarot reading for you guys since we're coming to an end here. Let me just do a little shuffle for those of you guys who don't listen to us regularly. At the end of every mini-sode, I pull a tarot card, and you can think of it however you want to think of it, either in regards to your day or this episode or whatever you're going through. And today's card is the 3 of Cups in reverse. 3 usually has to do with like a power of 3 situation, and cups are usually related to water or emotion. And let me
sea monsters.
Water. So 3 of Cups in reverse is alienated, excluded, trying too hard to fit in, disconnected from the community, losing contact with friends. There's no cause for celebration. So I don't know who the fuck that was for, but it's not for us.
No, we're great.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Do we need to have a little friendship chat to see how we're doing?
What the fuck? It's probably because of quarantine, though. Think about that.
That's true.
Alienated.
That's true. Yeah.
Excluded. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
COVID times.
Well, if you like our shit, you should actually like it and follow us and subscribe to us and leave a comment and be like, you guys are so fucking weird, we love it, and we will fucking have so many happy dances you can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, until next time, friends, thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.